changes from higher concentration to lower concentration occurs so as to bring about a uniform distribution throughout. Thus, a concentrated solution of copper sulfate is placed in the bottom of a beaker, and if we add water along the inner sides of the beaker, at the initial we can see two distinct layers, and after some time the distinct layer it becomes blurred, and again after some time the entire solution becomes uniformly blue color. This process occurs due to two reasons. The first one is the movement of water particles from its higher concentration towards its lower concentration, and the second one is the movement of solute particles from its higher concentration towards its lower concentration. This phenomenon is known as diffusion. Thus, diffusion is defined as the movement of particles from its higher concentration towards its lower concentration. In the above experiment, if we put a semi-permeable membrane between the two layers such that only the solvent particles can move, such a phenomenon is called as osmosis. The term osmosis was coined by Nolet in 1748, and it is defined as the movement of solvent particles from its higher concentration towards its lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. And the semi-permeable membrane is defined as a membrane which allows only the solvent particles to pass through it. And the phenomenon of osmosis can be easily examined by a simple experiment. Let us take two eggs of equal sizes, and the outer shells of the eggs are removed by placing them in dilute HCl solution. Now these two eggs, one is placed in water and other is placed in a concentrated sugar solution. The egg which is after some time we can notice that the egg placed in water it bulges, while the other egg placed in the concentrated sugar solution it sinks. It is because in the egg placed in water, the water enters from the outer beaker into the egg so that it bulges, whereas in the second case the egg sinks because the water in the egg it moves through the egg membrane into the water. Thus, the main difference between the phenomenon of osmosis and diffusion is, in diffusion the particles of both the solute and solvent particles can move, whereas in case of osmosis the movement of solute particles is checked by placing a semi-permeable membrane.